Hey, here we go. We're going quick too because it's that kind of thing. Today marks the first day of the reign of King Charles III of England, along with many other royal titles that he currently holds, and the shifting of the titles of his children and all of their heirs and extended family. All these titles shift, so they'll be changing the money. They'll be changing so many things so quickly. It's a time when the the country is somewhat distracted, so we have to keep them in our prayers. They, we can, as Americans, we look at this monarchy and say, "Oh, well, it's curious." We did, after all, fight to get away from it, but we seem to be real special buddies now, and that's great. But this royalty thing is kind of weird. It's a constitutional royalty. We know about that, and they have some power, but it's not an easy power for Westerners to grapple with what the extent of that power is. And quite honestly, I think it gets changed and tested, and of course it moves around to suit itself with its own Overton window, which we talk about a lot. So all of that happened, but nonetheless, this woman's been in the public eye for her life, and she was 90-ish, something, six maybe, and was queen for 70 years. Nobody has ever been queen for 70 years, or king for that matter. Almost everyone that's alive to a person can only recall her as being the monarch. So she is the monarchy. And what we've learned over the years about the propensities of her son Charles is somewhat, I would like to say, distressing, but it's way worse than that. So we'll see how that goes. It's like it's happening. It's not like, well, let's riot in the streets. No, that's what they do. They're going to do it, and they're going to take over. But just a few, 3 days before, the Queen, in her last act, named a woman prime minister, and of course they've had with Maggie Thatcher. Come on, bring her back. They've had women in that spot before. And that's not such a big deal. It's not huge, but the very day she took office, she has replaced her entire cabinet with a sum total of 0 white males. Now, and that would be great if those chosen are the best for the job. Round of applause, no problem. However, it was clearly stated that they were there because of their non-whiteness and non-maleness, and that's the wrong reason. It just starts out with the wrong reason, and a couple days later, our dear Queen is dead, and Charles, the Charles we don't know, becomes the monarch over this already demonic prime minister. Guys, look, we're days into this. They haven't even got good into mourning the loss of their queen yet. But listen, I'm telling you, this is going to be huge in the next little bit, because you see, U.S., Canada, all over the world, really, the entire is. I don't know about the entire. There is such a pervasive, all grown through the invasive species of horrible, and not thoughts but deeds, that has crept into our society, and it's entwined into every little nook and cranny that it can get to, and it's working fast towards, if you have a pocket where it's not really influencing you, believe me, it won't be long. Now, how it gets in, through any influence you can imagine, you know, indoctrinating kids, indoctrinating teens, indoctrinating anybody, and then scaring the hell out of the old people and just telling them to be quiet. So that's kind of the way it works, and it's we're way into this. This is like we're way into this, and you're going to see this come real fast because any any disaster that can be claimed or anything that just a distraction. That's what I want to say. It could be a disaster, the death of a queen certainly, but anything that takes the people's mind off of what's being taken from them. This is when it gets really dangerous, and that's where we are right now. It's like let's the economy's tanking, and unemployment's rising, and gas prices have gone through the roof, and COVID has just turned into a national, really bad joke. And shall we say, well, wait a minute, it wasn't like that under Trump. It all changed exactly when Biden came in, but we're supposed to say how great he is and how bad Trump was. No, I'm sorry, guys. We all know that tune's lunacy. So we're off of that tune. That tune just doesn't play. It just doesn't. I mean, maybe as a parody or a satire, but my God, we are such an embarrassment to the world right now. So what do we do about it? Well, we talk about it. We don't get shy about it, and we certainly don't. You can be afraid. Being afraid is a sensible reaction to some things, but don't display your fear. Display your anger, your disgust with these horrible ideas. God, no, they're not ideas. They're called sins that are being inflicted upon us. We're not, certainly. Stay away. Don't enjoy it. Don't be intimidated. Don't turn a blind eye. Stay strong. Give me a holler. But it's coming. It's coming hard and it's coming fast, and it comes out of places that's like no sense. You say, well, gays have rights. Okay, fine. Who said they didn't? What? I don't have any issue with somebody doing what they want to when I'm not there. But when I'm there, if you can't be respectful, you can't be around me. So, keep it respectful. And that's just not where we are right now. But we have to demand it. We have to demand people to be respectful to us. And if we have to take a hit on that, then we'll take a hit on that. That's okay. It really is. Just you have to demand respect. If you don't, you're cursing your children, and I don't think you want to do that. I really don't. God bless every one of you. Lots more on this topic, but I'm keeping them short. Bye. I hate turning this off.